Good morning. I'm Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach, and I want to welcome you to our Commissioners Board meeting for December the 7th. We're broadcasting live via Microsoft Teams live event. We're also on BCTV as well as Facebook and YouTube Live. We'll call the meeting to order with a moment of silence followed by a pledge to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any additions or corrections for the November 30th meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We did have an executive session yesterday, December the 6th, dealing with personnel and litigation. At this time, I'd like to recognize Barbara Lopez, Executive Assistant to Commissioner Rivera, to read the public comment policy.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A, Facebook, and YouTube. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much, Barbara. There's no public comment on specific agenda items in person, and I don't think anything online. And nothing online. We'll have general public comment at the end of the meeting. Item 1, authorizing under that Budget Department, adopt a resolution authorizing 2023 appropriations in the amount of $103,951 per listing dated December the 1st of 2023. We have one item listed under Human Resources, authorize the promotion of Lisa Soja from Office Support 4 to Chief Deputy Register of Wills in the Register of Wills office. We have several items listed under Commissioner Sahelnick. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Mark Rubin, MD, FAAP, Wyomissing, to the Berks County Children and Youth Advisory Board for a 3-year term expiring on December 31st of 2027. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of James Coker, Ole, PA, to the Berks County Agricultural Land Preservation Board for a 3-year term expiring on December 31st of 2027. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Maureen Molesky, Wyomissing, PA, to the Berks County Board of Assessment Appeals for a 4-year term expiring on December 31st of 2027. And item D, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of David K. Esser, Kempton, Pennsylvania, to the Berks County Park and Rec Board for a 4-year term expiring on December 31st of 2027. There are several commissioner appointments listed under all the commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Robert Firely Jr., Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania, to the Berks County Industrial Development Authority Board for a 5-year term expiring on December 31st of 2028. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Kevin S. Barnhart, Reading, PA, to the Mount Penn Preserve Council of Governments Board. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing execution of the certification statement and attestation statement for the income and expenditures report for fiscal year 2022-2023. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency Subgrant Award Notification Form for the Adult Probation Office Grant and Aid for fiscal year 2023-2024 in the amount of $454,448. And item E, adopt a resolution approving a fee schedule for subdivision and land development reviews by the Berks County Planning Commission in accordance with Berks County Ordinance number 01-214. Item 2, a motion to authorize execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the contract agenda listing dated December the 4th of 2023. There are a total of 8 contracts, 1 with Children and Youth Services, 4 with the commissioners, 1 with Human Resources, 1 with Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities, and 1 with the Solicitor's Office. And then item 3, a motion to authorize execution of the payments and electronic transfers for the week ending December the 7th of 2023.
Make a motion to approve the agenda, but I believe we need to make 2 corrections to it.
Okay.
Is
there a second?
No.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and second. Go ahead, Commissioner Rivera.
Item 416 and 417, I believe, should be expiring December 31st, 2026.
Yep.
It's a 3 to 5.
Good catch.
Yeah.
Thank you, Martha.
Any other corrections? And we'll accept that as part of the motion. Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion with those 2 corrections, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. We'll go to our reports of our treasurer and controller. In lieu of our acting county treasurer, we have the deputy treasurer, Linda Weaver, to present the treasurer's report.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have an opening balance of $199,853,748.63. We have a balance to clear of $1,875,630.81, leaving us with a balance of $197,978,117.82.
Thank you very much, Linda. We'll move now to our county controller, Sandy Graffius, with the controller's report.
I have a report from November the 23rd. Our financial package was closed down for 2 weeks for an upgrade, so we haven't been running any accounts payable, much to the dismay of everybody. We ran our first batch yesterday, and we're entering as fast as we can to catch everybody up. Ooh, was that Dutch? Okay, 11/23. We had total accounts payable of $6,150,327.44. We had a payroll, $5,095,451.13, for a grand total for November the 23rd of $11,245,778.57. The one we ran yesterday, we have a total accounts payable of $4,660,869.95. We have a payroll of $5,033,077.55 for a grand total of $9,693,947.50. The end.
Thank you very much, Sandy. We'll move now to report of our Chief Operations Officer, Kevin Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. We have one notice for the public. Next Thursday's meeting is at Tilden Township. It will be at 7 p.m. It will be an on-the-road meeting at Tilden Township at 7 p.m. So we won't be meeting here at 10 o'clock on Thursday, but next Thursday, the 14th, will be at Tilden Township.
And that will be hybrid.
Hybrid, yes. So you can hybrid or come in person. Just want to make sure everyone was aware of that.
Very
Thank you.
good.
That's all I have.
Thank you very much. We'll move now to commissioners' comments, and we'll begin with Commissioner Michael Rivera.
Thank you, Commissioner Linebaugh. I had one comment, and Kevin just made it, so I'm done with my comments. Thank you.
You know what? We ought to have him make all of our comments.
Yeah.
That would shorten things.
Carmen reminded me to say it because sometimes we miss it.
That's a very good point. So with that, we will move to Commissioner Sahelman.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So a few things. I want to begin by wishing those who observe a happy first night of Hanukkah that starts tonight. And I believe my colleagues will be joining me as we go to the Shine a Light on Anti-Semitism event. That's this evening at let's see, at 5:15, it begins with the menorah lighting, which is very appropriate, downtown at 5th and Penn. And then it's followed at 5:30 by a community reception hosted at the John R. Post Center at Alvernia University. What I'd also like to do is see if I can pull up this lovely PowerPoint that I put together quickly, because I had the opportunity to attend on Friday evening the celebration. It was really a kickoff. It was really lovely of the 35th anniversary of our Grings Mill holiday lights. And so there were lots of lovely opportunities, even though the weather was not ideal. Today's weather would have been a little more ideal, but we made the best of it. And I just really want to congratulate the director. You'll see she's in a coral coat there with a red Santa hat, Kathy, and her entire team and the board for kicking off a wonderful event. You can see that it's really a little bit of fun for everybody. And there were special guests like Santa Claus and Father Winter, and there was a wonderful switch to turn on the newest light installment piece. The Reading Choral Society was there. Buddy the Elf was there, as well as my executive assistant, Lynn Burns, who's also been in the holiday spirit. Just a moment to thank you for decorating the boardroom and the 13th floor with your holiday cheer. And then, it's really a time to enjoy this experience throughout the winter season. A reminder that our parks and our green spaces are for Berks Countyans' use year round. And so I hope that you do go out. There is information on Berks County Parks and Recs Department website or through berkscounty.com because there really is a long, full series of events, all types of events, starting from last Friday all the way until Saturday, December 30th. So I hope that you'll check that out in your spare time as you might have. So with that, I'll stop sharing. And two other things I think that are really important to note is that the Berks County Area Agency on Aging is sponsoring its annual Christmas dinner on December 23rd. I think this is really lovely and touching. This is for seniors who would be alone for the holidays. And so the deadline to sign up for that, if you're aware of an older person who doesn't have family or friends nearby or they'll be alone for the holidays, is to call the Office of Aging at 610-478-6500 to make a reservation for this dinner. Please do that by December 8th, which is tomorrow. And last but not least, and I'm confident that my colleague will be speaking to this, there was some excellent news received this week. And I just want to point out that in April, I think the message and the call was heard. I was in Montgomery County in April, if you recall, and Mitch Landrieu from the White House was visiting, the senior advisor who's responsible for coordinating the implementation of the bipartisan infrastructure law. And we have some good news that's coming down the tracks from the Federal Rail Corridor Identification Development Program. So I think the message was heard. So with that, I'm going to end my comments and turn them over to Commissioner Linebaugh.
Very good. Thank you very much, Commissioner Sahelnick. Several things I want to touch on. Want to welcome Dante Santoni. He's here with us. Will be joining us for a number of meetings between now and when he officially joins the Board of Commissioners on Tuesday, January the 2nd. Secondly, last week I was in bright, sunny, warm Minneapolis. I was there for the National Association of Counties Board of Directors meeting. Want to share just a few takeaways. I did not realize 3M's international headquarters are just outside of St. Paul on 470 acres. They have over 90,000 employees worldwide. And we were able, as a board, to do a tour. There were a lot of amazing things that stood out. I'm not going to go into all of them, but one of the things they introduced us to was their Hall of Fame. And think about this, their Hall of Fame is harder to get into than Cooperstown Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. They have around 212 inductees over 100 plus years. And if you look at 90,000 employees, it's pretty significant. But what was unique is their nomination and voting process is not a top-down process. So it's not the managers or ownership, it's peers. And the average application is somewhere around 40 pages. It is extensive. They shared a number of the people. The man that invented the Post-it note is part of that. But the one that was most fascinating was a man that they hired, and I'm going to be wrong, I think it was in the 70s, and they did a lot of the adhesives for medical applications. And they were looking for better adhesives. They hired this gentleman. He said to them, I need to spend time in the field. And they said, okay, how long? And they were thinking weeks. He said months. He spent 9 months in the field in hospitals. He was the man that came back and fundamentally transformed the IV. By watching what was going on back then, an IV went into your hand. They put gauze on top of that and wrapped it with tape. Well, what happens on a daily basis when you have an IV? They have to check the IV. In the old system, they undid the tape, took the gauze off. What did that do? It opened everything to the air. He invented the clear tape that you still have today that goes over the IV. I was absolutely blown away. We spent several hours at 3M. And the reason they do this is to help encourage us as folks in government to think in an entrepreneurial way, to think in an inventive way. It was very, very powerful. Separately, one of our speakers was a gentleman by the name of Bill Doherty. He has an organization, a nationwide organization called Braver Angels. And one of the things he challenged, especially in the environment we're in, we need to learn to disagree better. And then he went on and said, I'm not talking about kumbaya. I'm not talking about people saying, oh, I'm going to give up what I believe in. You give up what you believe in and we'll figure this out. But learning to disagree better so that we can actually try to solve problems. Very, very thoughtful approach. One of the takeaways on public promise procurement, they have a new component called lead public agency. And these are agencies that have to put together significant contracts. And these contracts are being turned into templates that any county can use. It's something that we can look at, but it is the LPA program in NACO Public Promise Procurement. And the final, there were many other things, but these are just the highlights. Most counties in the rest of the country, they are in charge of zoning, subdivision, planning, everything that goes on in that category. Pennsylvania is unique in that we have municipalities, and county can't even tell the municipality You're going to build a warehouse here, you're going to build houses here, keep this farmland over here. That's done at the municipal level. However, in the housing crisis, what is being looked at in a number of counties throughout the country is something called accessory housing. And to me, it almost sounds like what is old is new again. It was very common in the Agra era that as mom and dad aged, mom and dad built a little house and the kids took over the main house and everybody stayed on the same property. Here, they're talking about accessory dwellings so that parents, when possible, can age in place and their children have the ability, if they want to take over the house, or other people potentially, where the parents can age in place and the main house becomes a rental. I know there's mixed opinions on that, but there was a lot of interest in this area, and it does include something called tiny houses, if you're aware of what those are all about. So just wanted to share. I try to always let people know when I'm going to a conference or a board meeting, and then give you some of the information that I learned that I bring back. Yes, I will be involved in the menorah lighting this evening at 5th and Penn. Looking forward to that. Additionally, a lot of people don't know this, but the Jewish day goes from 6 p.m. in the evening to 6 p.m. the next day. That is why Hanukkah begins at 6 p.m. tonight, and it goes through December 15th of 2023 and ends at 6 p.m. So a blessed Hanukkah to all of the folks that celebrate that Jewish holiday. And then finally, I want to welcome everyone to join us in my township, Tilden Township, next Thursday evening. Very excited about that. I could almost, but not quite, walk to the township building, but that will begin at 7 o'clock. Let me touch on two other things. The one, believe it or not, I wasn't going to touch on, but very quickly, I'm going to share my screen. Commissioner Sahelnik mentioned what's been in the news recently regarding the Federal Rail Administration's Corridor ID program. The Federal Rail Administration is not making any announcement until this Friday. This is our post from our Schuylkill River Passenger Rail. The Schuylkill River Passenger Rail anticipates an official announcement from the Federal Railroad Administration, the agency that is providing the funding and acceptance into the Corridor Identification Development Program within days, and cannot comment on any earlier released information at this time. And this is our graphic. Will Christmas come early? My answer is stay tuned, and you'll find out with all of the details. And to that end, Christmas, let me mention that on Saturday, we have Christmas in the Air at the Reading Regional Airport. It involves airplane rides, activities, Santa, food, music. It is a great family event. I did check the weather. Right now, Saturday's weather looks really good, unlike Sunday's weather. Sunday looks like a washout. Hopefully that stays on Sunday, and really appreciate our folks at the Reading Regional Airport and some of our partners that help make this happen. That's all that I have. With that, we will go to any comments from our row officers. No comments from our row officers, so we will move to public comment. You can check and see if there's any public comment online. As always, we'll begin with public comment in person. And I want to recognize, I believe it is Michael Stuber, Reading, PA, wants to discuss cost of special deer hunt. And if you could step up to the microphone, please note that you have 3 minutes. Yeah, she'll make sure it's turned on.
I'm here. I would like to know all the costs affiliated with the special deer hunt on Mount Penn. Can I obtain that information? As far as
Just
contract,
go ahead and finish your comments and whatever you would like to say.
the cost with USDA and any costs affiliated with the park rangers and things of that nature. Do we have a total cost on that? I'm finished.
Okay.
Okay.
You may have a seat. And a reminder, because I think this is your first time here. We handle all the comments first, and then if anyone of the commissioners want to make a comment, we do that. That's how we do that. Any comments online?
No.
Okay. That'll close our comment period. Two things. First of all, the details, we don't know what the costs are. When I say we don't know, we know what the costs are. I can't tell you what they are off the top of my head. I don't carry that around. We can get that information for you, but only for the county portion. Mount Penn is part of the city of Reading, and they've chose to participate this year. We do, and I think, are both Brendan and Kathy on? Brendan Brendan Lederer, our Deputy Parks Director, and Kathy Wagoner, our Parks Director, are both on. We do have that information. I'm sure we can get that to you. I think what is important to know is that this is a program that was started a couple of years ago because we went in and did a study of the forest. And there is a significant issue with invasives throughout the forest. And to address the invasives, it was made very clear to us we have to address the deer population. And Brendan, I don't know if you want. I understand. Yeah. Brendan, if you want to comment, or Kathy Wagoner, further on why we're doing what we're doing, and then how to secure the data that they're looking for, or that Michael is looking for.
Sure. Good morning, Commissioner. This is Brendan Lederer, the Assistant Director for the Parks Department. This, as Commissioner has explained, is part of the process for our forest management for the park, Antietam Lake Park, which is part of the Natural Resource Plan, Stewardship Plan for the park. And in doing so, of restoring and doing the what is best management practices for the park, it's been told to us in the recommended to us in the 2018 Natural Land Stewardship Report that part of the items we work on is the deer management, because the natural regeneration of the plants is not there within the forest system, and that the invasives that the commissioner spoke of are overtaking that. So in normal best management practices, the deer population is taken care of and control of first, and then we move into the invasive plants after that, and then we look at the national regeneration level and see if there's any supplemental planting, reforesting that we have to do to get the forest back into its the best shape possible. So this is part of that practice. It will be a several-year process till we start looking at some of the numbers to actually see how well it's actually working with the deer hunt program that's there. For the specifics, I do not know, just like you said, Commissioner, I do not have that information off the top of my head. There is the right to know process that we do have that any of the people are able to go through on the website to put in the information and request that information that we can get to the individuals as well.
And what we can do, Michael, when the meeting's over, if you touch base with Carmen Torres is our right to know officer, and she can let you know exactly how to request that information, and we can provide that. Okay? Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
The meeting stands adjourned. Thank you.